What's up, YouTube? Mike from Mass here, Mass Aquariums, and here's your Maxi Jet 1200 review part 2. Now, why part 2? Because YouTube cut me off and I was the dumbass that didn't watch the video before I uploaded it. But, now you get part 2. So, just a quick recap, I'm going to bring you where we left off. We just pumped water from my RO trash barrel into buckets. Now I'm going to show you how I use the same pump to mix salt water. So, I'm just going to take the tubing off, pop this piece off real quick, and the purple impeller is going to come out. I'm going to put the white impeller in. Pops right in. We're going to put the circulation grill, if you will, guard. Pops right on, real quick, 2 seconds. Then, we're going to put the piece that would go as a circulation pump on the side of your tank. No problem. Super quick. Just like so. Boom. Now, this piece is what you would use for a circulation pump in your tank. Now, this is a 1200, so this is going to be used in a very big tank. But since it has so much power, I use this to mix my salt water. It's super easy. I'm going to show you how I do that right now. See how quick that went together? Alright, stay tuned. Alright, folks. So, really super easy. All I've done is suction cupped it to the inside of this bucket like I would, or you would, any tank you have. Plug it in, and this is how I mix my salt water. I don't have to stir it. I don't have to, take a big spoon like I used to and stir it around. This pump just has so much circulation that when you put it in a bucket this small, it's like, a washing machine. So I literally, I already have my measured. It's a half a cup per gallon. And I just shake it in here. I don't even mess about at all. This pump has so many uses. It can be a circulation pump in your tank. It can be converted. It has enough pieces to convert to a power head in your tank. It can be used to make, a DIY moving bed filter, or like an egg tumbler, if you get a smaller one. You can use this pump to, just like I pumped water from my RO bucket into these buckets, you can do water changes with this. If you don't need to gravel vac, or you have, a bare bottom tank, or if you gravel vac every other water change, and you don't want to do the suction cup, or you don't have a python hooked up, just suction cup this to the bottom of your tank, plug it in, drain all the water you need, and unplug it. How easy is that? I do love this pump. Like I said, my boy J-Dubs hooked me onto this. I never used any Marine Land Maxi Jets, and I absolutely love it. One of the best things about this pump that they have going is the multi-purpose. All the stuff it can do. Done. Just mixed 5 gallons of salt water. I will, get my refractometer, test it out, and I've got this down pat. I know where the water line needs to be. I know how many cups I have to add. Quick tip, when you're making salt, you always want to put extra salt if needed, because it's easier to get your salinity where you need it by just adding RO than to slowly add tiny bits of salt over and over and over again until it's where it's at. If you go over the 1.0, 25, 26 and you're high, it's easy just to dump a little bit of RO here and there until you get it where you want it than it is to do, tiny tablespoons of salt. So, like I said, I'm sorry about that F up in the review, but it's a 2-parter now, and I hope you enjoyed the second part. I'll show you what it looks like on top of this bucket, and I'll let you go. So, look at this. anyone who has a saltwater tank and mixes their salt water knows that, especially if you do it in buckets, the water does not clear up this quick. You mix your salt water and you gotta stir, 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 stir. I'm not saying that it's cloudy or anything, but it just is not crystal clear like this that quick. And I don't know if you can see all the way down, but there is really absolutely nothing, no residual salt on the bottom of the bucket that you would have to stir around. And I promise you, you just dump the salt in and it's literally mixed within a minute. You can get your refractometer, test it out. It's going to come out right where you want it, you know, if you got your measurements down. But there's no stirring, no nothing. This pump is awesome. When you're done, unplug it. I dry mine off, I set it on a paper towel, let it air dry, and when I'm ready to use it again. So, it's Mike from Mass Aquariums, I'm out!